Hi, it's me again with Corel tips and tricks. And I did this one today on a video, and then I did another one with, instead of 2 on each side, I put 4. Then I started thinking you could do any shape and make this work. So this time let's do a heart. So just take your common shapes, go up to heart, hold down your control button so you get kind of a perfect heart and hit P. And I'm going to move these out of the way because we don't need them, and they're going to be in a little bit of the way. So that looks pretty cool right there. So then take a 2-point line and hit P, put it in the center of the page. Then take your virtual segment delete key and delete this side of the heart. Now this time we're going to do 4, so we're going to take this line, hit the plus key on the keyboard, and then move it out and have it snap to that node. Now we're going to select both these with the shift tool, go up to effects and blend, and we're going to blend them 4 times this time. As we did it earlier with just 2, we're going to go ahead and break the blend apart because we're going to need to break it apart anyway later. Then let's zoom in here a little bit and hit the heart, hit the plus key on your keyboard, and just while holding down the control, you need see the 4-point versus the 2-point. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting well, I actually need to go to here and then just have it snap to there. Control D, Control D, Control D. It moved it the exact same amount because I used Control D. Now I can get rid of these lines. I don't need these lines. This time, we're going to do what we did before, but I'm going to see how big this thing is. It's huge. It's almost 8 inches. We're going to nudge it 11. And what I'm going to do is see these lines are going to interfere, which didn't happen in the circle. Change our nudge factor to, my number lock was off, to 11. We're going to nudge this over 11 plus our line. Then we're going to take the Smart Fill tool. We're going to go ahead and let's do a light color so we'll be able to see it. And then I'm going to nudge that over. Then I'm going to take the second shape and nudge it over, and I'm going to get rid of the first shape. And then I'm going to Smart Fill it with that. Now this, I'm going to nudge it over twice. I just need them separated. Now I'm going to get rid of this shape, and I'm going to nudge the second one, or the third one actually, and fill it in. And now I'm going to nudge it over 3 times. Get rid of that shape. And the reason I'm having to do this, that I didn't have to in the circle, is because these lines are intersecting where they didn't on a circle. But I'm using that same pick line or center line to do it. Now I'm going to fill that in, and then I nudge it over 4 times. Get rid of this. Take that line, nudge it over, take the Smart Fill tool and nudge it over. I can actually leave this one there. I'm going to take away the outline. So we're going to start on red. So we're going to make the first one red, this one red, and this one red. Now, if we made these white like they need to be, it'd be a little bit difficult. And I'll show you that we can change it later. So now I'm going to click on my original. There's really no shadow behind that one, so we don't have to do anything. So on this one, we're going to take the shadow tool and start about in the middle and just kind of move it outward. We don't want any shadow on the front part of this item. Now take the other red one, and it's always easier probably to click it, go to the shadow tool, start about the middle or 25%. Do the same for all of them. See how there's no shadow on the inside? We just have a shadow on that. Now I got them a little bit different, and I would, if I was doing it for real, I'd make it a little bit better. Take your time. Now when you put these things together, and I might have made this wrong. This one should be white. So I'm going to go ahead and make it white, but I've got a shadow. So now I'm going to nudge it back over to the red, and I'm going to have to go to Object, Order, front of page. See what it did? Now this one should be red. I made a mistake. And see how the shadow's gone and the red's gone, but if we go to order, front of page. This one should be white, nudge it over, front of page. And you could also control home to do this. This one should be red, nudge it over, object, order, front of page. Now you're almost done. Group this together, Control G, Control D to make a duplicate while holding down the control button. Get that two, I was holding down the shift button. I didn't make a duplicate. So get that point right there and get the 2-point cross. Those boxes are your shadows. So this is grouped together. We'll change our nudge factor to 0.01. That might be too slow. We can hold down the shift key and it'll go faster. And get them kind of where they meet. Now take the whole thing and go to object and group and ungroup, because we want to take that red right there, and I would always select it first. Get your interactive fill tool, go from the outside to the inside, try to make them level, make this one a dark, and that's too dark, so you could expand this out. Now the attribute eyedropper should work. We're going to take a sample and put it in there. I think we still need to kind of move them all over a little bit. I've still got a seam in there. Let's see if we can't grab. There we go. It's kind of a double-edged sword there. But there you go. That is a pretty, I mean, look at the shadow toward the bottom. It looks, and I'm off a little bit for somehow. There we go. Maybe we could, tell you what, let's try this. Let's try group. There's so many outer areas. Let's try Control G, and let's move this out of the way, holding down the control button. Yeah, we got it all. Now let's move it back, and we can, the one on the right is grouped together, so we can grab it and minutely move it to that point. Well, what it is, I've got a background, I've got a, must be a hairline. No, it's just, I must have had the shadow just off when I duplicated it. Well, we can actually see that white in front. So I must have moved, let's tell you what, this is probably ungrouped. There we go. There we go. Now this one's grouped, so we can just move it minutely. That looks pretty good. And then it'll really make it stand out if you put like let's put a green object, order, back of page. Look at that. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.